The most dangerous person walking this earth is a fake, disloyal, envious, jealous person who calls themselves your friend.
Where she had alcohol poison. They couldn't get a pulse. Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
And the autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Said that she had been, she had a broken neck and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Salamandra says the entire group came back from Mexico, leaving her daughter's body there. Nearly 2 weeks and $6,000 later, her body is back home. But answers have been hard to come by.
You know, I know that's not going to bring my child back, but I want something done about it.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident, and they vow to find the truth of what happened that night in Cabo.
She had a heart of gold. She loved everybody, and pretty much everybody loved her.
At least something. At least fight back, something.
Get up, bro. Get up.
Alicia, this happened about 2 weeks ago. Shanquilla Robinson went to Mexico with her friends. She arrived early on Friday the 28th, and her family says the next morning she was dead. It was supposed to be a fun, long week.
If Shanquilla Robinson died from alcohol poisoning, why does her autopsy report say she has a broken neck? This is Shanquilla Robinson, a 25-year-old small business owner known for braiding hair in Charlotte, North Carolina. She was 25 years old when she went on a trip to Cabo, Mexico with her friends, Winter Donovan, Alyssa Hyatt, Nazir Wiggins, Khalil Cook, Malik Dyer, and Dejanay Jackson. That trip happened on October 28th, 2022, and it was supposed to be a long weekend celebrating a birthday in the friend group. Shanquilla spoke to her mother that night and told her that she and her friends had booked a villa with a private chef. This is the guest register from the villa showing that the entire group arrived. When Shanquilla's mother, Salamandra Robinson, talked to her daughter that Friday night, she said they were eating tacos, they had a private chef, it seemed like they were having a great time. That phone call was the last time she heard her daughter's voice. Instead of having an awesome vacation, Shanquilla died, and her alleged called her mother frantically on Saturday night, telling them that Shanquilla was ill. They told her they were going to call a doctor for her, and they were waiting for the doctor. They also said that Shanquilla was too sick to talk on the phone. Then on Sunday, they just boarded a plane and left. Back home, they would begin to weave a tale saying that Friday night they stayed in, got really drunk, and Shanquilla had just had a little bit too much. Shanquilla's mother, however, found this behavior to be highly suspicious. When they first called her, she thought it was weird they wouldn't let her talk to her daughter. Being sick doesn't mean you can't talk. And then as she talked to them on her daughter's phone, each of them had a different story about what happened and how her daughter had died. When Sunday came and she couldn't reach those friends, Salamandra called the U.S. Department of State, and they opened an investigation which is ongoing, and they're not giving too many details. Things kind of stood still for a little bit. And then, in the last week, Salamandra and her husband Bernard got an autopsy report back, and her suspicions were confirmed. The part on the autopsy that asks if you're intoxicated just said, person found unconscious in living room. And it appears that the group did tell the truth that they had called a doctor at the villa, and the doctor had come and administered CPR, but the rest of the story was total BS. The autopsy determined that Shanquilla was not intoxicated, and that she was pronounced dead 15 minutes after she had sustained a fatal spinal injury. In fact, it said she had a back spasm and that her spinal cord was cracked. The section on Shanquilla's death certificate that said, was it accidental or violent, simply just said, yes. Today, the internet learned just what that type message meant as millions of people saw what happened to Shanquilla in her final moments. A leaked video showed that she was viciously attacked by one of the members of her party. And even worse, the rest of her friends just watched and recorded it. The video is out there, and no, I will not be posting it. It is tragic, and you see that Shaquilla has absolutely no desire to fight her friend. And at one point, the bystanders in the video are like, Quella, at least fight back. You know, try and fight back. Some of them are cheering as if this is for their amusement. It's awful. Now, allegedly, the person attacking Shaquilla, hitting her over and over in the head, and at one point choking her physically, is her
Ease until someone's arrested.
Whether or not someone should be arrested in the death of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson remains as uncertain as how she died. The woman, well known for her business braiding hair, turned up dead after just a day on vacation in Mexico. According to her family, Robinson's friends told them she was drunk.
They had a villa, and they stayed there all night. They didn't go out at all. No one told the same story, so I never believed them anyway.
City News obtained Robinson's death certificate, which lists the cause of death as severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation, which is instability in the uppermost vertebrae. In the section where police could have noted any sign of intoxication, it says, person found unconscious on her living room.
And they didn't call us to the very last minute. And then on top of that, they said the maid found them.
The group stayed here at Villa Linda 32, a property listed on CaboVillas.com. A rep with the company says the group called the concierge for help Saturday afternoon. The concierge called a doctor who gave CPR. Robinson died at 3 p.m., an estimated 15 minutes after her injury.
I don't know if y'all thought me getting on Instagram and I was genuinely heartbroken that I went into a house to see a friend that I knew for 9 years unresponsive.
I was gonna post a full clip, but I'm not gonna post it. Y'all can find it on Instagram. The first clip, I know I still got the Instagram handle on there, so y'all could go to that blog site news page to see the full clip. But I will say this, like, this situation amongst others, it's just another way of showing us, like, we never really know who like us. You could be friends with people, you could be in love with these people could be your relatives, and you just never really know how they feel about you, which, I don't know, that's just my take from the situation. Because the way this stuff is coming out, don't sound like they liked her anyway. But again, we still don't know what happened. It's unfortunate, though, I tell you that much. I hope they find out exactly what happened, so it just won't be up in the air and it just disappeared like all the other cases.
Be careful of pretenders, because every pretender is a destroyer. Every pretender is an actor. Every pretender is disloyal. Every fake character doesn't last. It is fake. Every pretender is a professional gossiper. The plan of the spirit of Judas is to finish you before your time. Remember, that was the plot and the scheme of Judas.
Likey